Hi, welcome to Game Devs Play Games, where we play games with game devs while talking game design. I'm Nathan.
I'm Chris.
And I'm BobbyLox. But not really.
This is too confusing to do in like episode 4 or whatever.
Fantastic.
I'm actually BobbyLox, as my shirt makes obvious.
I just thought you were a really big fan of BobbyLox.
I'm sorry, man. You're just the greatest.
I mean, thanks. I'm making Codemancer, so...
Will you sign it later?
If I have time. Let's be real.
I guess I could do that for you. Okay, so we're playing Inversus, which was out at last Bit Bash. Which
Well, not the last one, but the one before that.
The first Bit Bash.
I think it was the second one, because there's 3 now, right?
Maybe.
That was the third one just recently.
Yeah, so
it was in the second one.
Okay.
Maybe it was also in the first one. I'm not
I
actually
have
sure.
no idea.
But you actually,
I'm one of the co-organizers of Bit Bash.
right?
Although I took a sabbatical from this one event because Codemancer is getting so close to release.
So that's why this Bit Bash, everything changed.
Yeah, well, that's why it was so great this time. I was joking about like, oh, once I got uninvolved in Bit Bash, it got amazing. So like, what else can I like remove myself from in my life that'll so it'll go much better?
To be fair, I think all the Bit Bashes were amazing.
That's true. Every Bit Bash is its own snowflake.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so this was out, and you were talking.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Inversus is
I'll stop interrupting you now.
Oh, yeah?
Okay.
Inversus
You guys just talk normally. Don't.
I love this show. So Inversus is a competitive game, so 1v1 or 2v2, where one person plays white, one person plays. Here, you explain it. I give
Inversus is a local cooperative or online cooperative, as I found out.
No, competitive.
Competitive cooperative. If it's 2-on-2 squad, sure, you guys. It's a competitive game where you play a action tactical game, I guess is a way to describe it, where you control parts of the board by changing the color of the map to fit your side. If you're black, you're trying to make things white. If you're white, you're trying to make things black, and you can move in the zone that associates with yours. So now that he's turned that whole side of the map black, he can move in it and then get shot.
you can loop.
At the same time, your lasers that change the color of the map are also your weapon that you use to beat your opponents. You can move around. You can shoot basically, and then you can also charge up.
What's the red do?
The red is a super fast laser.
Oh,
Just like he fired.
bang! Oh, right, great.
If the red is in the opposite zone and you shoot it, you destroy it, so your opponent can't get it. In this case, you can see that the stage actually wraps around.
Ooh.
Part of the strategy is you cut off your opponent's movements and then you pin them down.
Oh.
Don't forget, you can also do charge lasers.
Yes.
Yes.
For the
That was a really dominant performance. Well done, Chris.
Sorry.
I am sucking.
No, you're good. You got this. I believe in you.
I don't believe in me.
Escape. Wow.
Walked into it.
It's a lot. It's really funny when you beat them.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I didn't actually.
Game design wise, it's really amazing how, like, you're sort of there's a discrete element and there's a sort of analog element where your individual movement is very loose, but like you're on a grid that's very discrete, right? It's an interesting design choice because you could have done this exact game where you're just moving square to square, like you always stay in the middle of the squares, you're not moving pixel by pixel. That would have been an equally valid style.
I wonder if they tested that too, if they kind of tried both and figured out what felt best. But I really like level design wise how you can kind of see up here where it loops. Ooh.
Oh, absolutely.
How it like shows half of the square or half of the tile.
Yeah,
It's
to
a
indicate,
really-
yeah.
It's a very intuitive way to kind of tell the player that, hey, these are connected.
It was probably smartly done that way too, because since you don't yourself move on the grid, you would have been confused as to where the other player was, so you can see.
There's 2 versions of me now, too, like...
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
You can cheat temporarily. So, I mean, fairly simple, but I think when we played this at BitBash, the reason that I was like, Chris, you have to play this game, is because it perfectly combines the idea of a strategy game.
I've lost every single time so far.
You beat me once.
You have one victory? Just keep doing the old double tap.
Double tap?
Yeah, I need to conserve my bullets.
Oh, that's right, you can run out of bullets.
Yeah. Alright. Now it's Nathan v. Chris, the classic struggle that continues every week.
It's the old good guy versus bad guy.
We had a match at BitBash.
White hat versus black hat.
We had a match at BitBash that lasted probably way too long.
There was even a little crowd that cheered when it finally ended. Probably so they could actually play the game.
I don't even remember who won that one. Oh. No. Oh, my bullets.
Goodbye. No.
You will never stop me. Oh, this one doesn't loop. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, canceled.
Dang.
Bang.
Let's charge my laser.
That's what you get for charging a laser.
This is what I get for charging my laser.
So I really like the level design in this game, and I think like the macro design of how the game works allows for a lot of interesting patterns in their levels. Because I mean, just imagine how simple it is to just like block out this grid and kind of choose how the starting layout is. But it's super important that they have these gray tiles that can't be shot through.
Absolutely. Offering that cover, if you will.
Because otherwise every game ends up being exactly the same if it goes on for more than, 15 seconds.
Absolutely. And even the very first level, like, it adds some new, or it still isn't just a simple white sheet. It adds a little more to it. And then they slowly add, oh, no. I ain't afraid no ghost.
Yet. Oh.
Boom. I see your weakness.
Wow.
And I exploit it.
His weakness is hubris. Like all
your weakness
tragic
is
heroes.
So what do you think of the, ammo system, how you can just run out of ammo?
I think that it's incredibly important to prevent spamming of actions.
I would agree with that.
What does Splatoon do? It's like a very similar mechanic to Splatoon.
That was close. I actually have never played Splatoon. As horrible as
I haven't either. I don't have a Wii U.
Oh, well, then we're all in the same boat of wanting to play a great game that... Oh, man.
No.
Yeah. Oh, that was a good one.
That was a good
one. You're in.
Okay.
I really like that you unlock
I'll make you
maps too
ashamed.
as you play. For a game that doesn't necessarily need to have a sense of progress, I think it's cool to see that there's a little bit that helps, I don't know, give that feeling.
Absolutely. It makes you, it gives you an incentive to keep playing, which is already important. Ooh, I love how you can counter each other's shots like that. Bam, snapped you in the back.
Yeah, it was one of those ones too where I was like, I saw it coming, but couldn't change my course of action quick enough, so I had to watch myself.
Toroids.
You can tell that they spent a decent amount of time on their.
I walked right into it again.
Because it wraps, but if you'll notice, even though it wraps, there's a block placed just right, so it can't wrap around the entire stage infinitely. I think that's really important. It's always the ones that you feel silly about after you're like, oh, that was a long shot. How did he get me? Oh.
I think it's clever too. I really like this looping system because I feel like you start paying attention to only one side, and so it makes it really easy to get sniped in the back if you're not actually paying attention.
Absolutely.
Oh, I broke the bullet.
Oh,
I did not realize you had the red bullet.
I think that's a good thing, or it's harder for you because you can't actually see it, unfortunately.
I can see it well enough.
Okay, good. As long as you can tell. Or I didn't mean to go to retry.
There's only one color in the game, so it's pretty prominent.
But say you're like proper red-green colorblind, you're probably just going to see that as gray, which, depending on the shade of gray, it might read as if it's one of those recharging bullets on your character. Not that that's really the worst thing. I feel like even if you can't see that color, you still probably know when you pick up that red bullet.
It says gone on. Oh man.
So there's online mode.
Yeah, online mode. I actually played it the other night because the moment I saw Inversus, I just picked it up because I knew it. I already loved the game, and I played online against some random guy. We played probably about 20 or so matches, and it was fantastic. Actually, I didn't even realize I had the red one there.
Nice job.
And we played probably about 20 matches or so and experienced almost absolutely zero lag, which was really important for a versus online match.
So sad.
And we were looking.
I didn't grow up with video games at all, so I'm still like, it's a miracle I can use dual stick.
I mean, honestly, I even though I grew up with video games, I'm generally so bad at them that I'm surprised that I can even.
I mean, I wasn't able to figure out how to make the generator move in Incredible Machine, so...
That's fair. Yeah, this is if you haven't seen our Incredible Machine play...
Oh.
If you haven't seen our Incredible Machine playthrough, you should definitely watch that because we picked BobbyLox's brain about educational design, which obviously this isn't an educational game, but...
I mean, it teaches you something.
It teaches you humility.
Ooh, whoa.
Oh, you both traded them there. That was pure, milliseconds.
It really was.
Those are the best. Oh, no.
So when you guys find games for a Bit Bash, I guess, how does that process work? Maybe that's behind the scenes stuff that you're not allowed to talk about, but I've been curious for a while.
Well, we have 2 events a year. There's a itty bitty bash and a regular Bit Bash proper. And Bit Bash proper is very lightly themed. And regular Bit Bash is heavily themed.
Oh.
So yeah, Itty Bitty Bash is heavily themed, so those games are just basically what we think would work for a fest that has, and the theme is our guide on that.
That makes sense.
Baited it.
But regular Bit Bash, it's just what's come out somewhat recently. But it doesn't have to be super recent, we had Glitch Tank this year, even though that game's been out for a while.
I think, too...
Oh, how'd you block that?
I actually don't know. To be totally
Amazing. So, yeah, it's just kind of rule of cool, I'd say, in general. And I'm not on the curation committe.
Wow.
I was totally paying attention to behind me.
But we always try and pick games that, when possible, are not sort of playable at home. So either that's because you don't have enough people in your house, so if it's a large multiplayer game, or because it requires some weird controller that you probably don't have at home.
Oh, you guys find a lot of really interesting, special hardware games. I remember there's a game that was just a string of LED lights.
Yeah.
And you have a joystick.
Line Wobbler, it's called.
It's fascinating.
It's amazing.
It's
I think it's the only one-dimensional game around.
It is, are you also, what was it called? Oh, man. The Did you crush me? Oh no, still one.
There was
The Downwell also had a unique controller.
Yeah, one of the organizers built that custom controller just because he's such a fan of the game.
Or if you were at the Itty Bitty Bash, there was butt sniffing pugs.
Yes.
I love those controllers.
Yeah, it was a giant tennis ball controller, although that one you can play with a traditional controller as well. But of course, it's more fun if you have the giant tennis ball.
Right. And the little, like, pug butt, too.
Yes.
I feel like Bit Bash feels like more like a game expo.
Ooh, nicely done. Right around the corner.
Yeah, I remember the charged lasers.
Oh, right.
Right?
That changes
so they do
everything
have
about this
a
level.
purpose.
I actually really like the level design in this.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It
completely changes how you play it.
Exactly, yeah. The constraints are so extreme that you can't think of it the same way. Which is why I had never even thought to use my charge attack until you killed me with it twice in a row.
Oh, there was nothing for you to do there.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
So yeah, it feels like Bit Bash is more like a games expo. Like you come and get to play a lot of games. Itty Bitty Bash, I feel is a much more social event where you actually get to consort with the people around you.
Yeah, I think oh, it doesn't rap. Yeah, we think of it as like Bit Bash proper is audience building, and Itty Bitty Bash is like for the people we know are already fans of indie games.
It's sort of like a community thing rather than a fan building.
Yeah. Cut him off, finish him off.
Oh.
Womp womp.
He's very good at cutting you off. You just gotta, finish him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the one thing I always wished I could figure out at Bit Bash is who there are devs and who are just there to like enjoy themselves. Because I'm always like, oh, I wonder if the dev of this game is here. Like one of the games on Showcase. I'm like, if only they had a badge on their shirt or something.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm sure a lot of them also don't want.
It might be in some cases that people don't want too much attention to like games. I think that devs generally like hover around their games. So if you see somebody who's like just got a critical eye,
they're sitting there watching
it's like
or watching the person play in the actual game.
Exactly. Then that's probably a dev.
Yeah, that's probably what I would do too. I'd have to be like forced away from the station to go like actually enjoy myself.
Oh, I missed.
It's always like when you're in the wrong zone and you didn't realize it. And I think that's one thing that makes it important that you don't exactly move within the zones.
That was just merciless, that last shot. You're just like, I'm gonna kill you. You're dead.
Oh, we both shot each other there, but I guess you were charged.
I was charged.
You're really good at getting those like very narrow shots off. Yeah, cool guy.
It's because I played this game for 10 more minutes.
Oh, this is so
my brain.
Oh god.
This is like Manifold Garden style.
Yeah, well, what do you guys think of the aesthetic of this game?
Jeez, where do we even...
I'm always
my back.
in favor of simplicity. Like, the game mechanic is more important than like the look. Especially for a game like this where, it's a matter of microseconds and you have to be able to read everything on screen really well, easily. That's a problem I have with a lot of FPSs is that, like, what am I looking at here? Like, I'll just, look down my scope and there's just, like, green blobs and it's like, is this a enemy? Is this, like, a leaf? Like, I have no idea.
No, that's totally fair. The simplicity in this is nice too because the monochromatic color scheme means that it's accessible to like colorblind people or probably even visually impaired people that have a hard time seeing. You can just get a general sense of where you are, and with the high contrast, makes it really easy to see everything. So, and I agree, even from like the general player sense, it's really easy to read everything in this game. Whoa!
Finish him! No,
Yeah. I was so focused
Those are my favorite.
I was so focused on escaping that I was like, I can't shoot him. Gotta get out.
Your route off.
Whoa. Yeah.
Oh, your bullet. You had more bullets than me. So it comes down. Never double tap. That's the.
Or double tap. Never double tap until you double tap.
That's true. Yeah.
It is
sometimes.
neck and neck. Comes down to this.
Oop.
I won one. I won one.
Give me that.
It was definitely a match.
And now it's
like, man.
Oh my god.
I did that. Whoa.
Oh. All right.
We just gotta make sure that you're like thinking about game design instead of this game.
So I guess do you think this game needs anything else?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Microtransactions.
Definitely. A DLC where you have to pay almost as much as for the game as the DLC.
Do you think this game would benefit
More playable
from
characters.
It needs hats. Let's be real here. Do you think this game would benefit from a level editor? It might have one. I don't actually know. But
that would be a lot of fun.
It would be pretty sick and like really
It's
short
super
and
simple, yeah.
like probably easy to program. Not to like, I hate to throw devs under the bus like that. Of like, oh, it's no problem. It'll take them a week. No, but it is on a grid. So like, and there's only 3 colors.
Yeah. And
so far,
I think it comes to mind too because it was probably pretty easy for them to design levels for the game itself. And so it seems like a natural fit to kind of give some of that control to the players' hands where they might actually have fun. Now, if you're playing this game, maybe you don't care about building levels. Maybe you care more about the competitive space of it. But it's like, even Super Smash Bros. Has a level editor that maybe people don't use, but players like me, I love to go in and see what kind of crazy stuff I can set up and how I can change
sometimes you just have those moments you're like, man, it'd be really cool if there was just a...
Oh, the bullets. Bullet conservation is my weakness.
You are super dangerous within the first, 5 seconds. And if it's if you can outlast him, you found BobbyLox's weakness.
My weakness is that
I will say it's
very
games
long.
that are
You can ask
super
my wife.
simple and a blast like this. This could be an esports game.
Oh,
I would
absolutely.
totally play this in esports. That would be great.
Yeah, it's funny that there aren't more abstract esports. I mean, I guess that's what Video Ball is trying to capture, that niche as well.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. Damn, I thought I had it charged. Nope. Oh, no.
Oh, boy.
No.
Hide.
Oh, no.
Run and hide.
Oh,
Beautiful.
no. You know what usually kills me is that I keep forgetting that you don't charge bullets if
Cut
you're
him off.
holding.
Could have easily made it really
This
hard. There you
level
go.
has a specific strategy to it.
Get that middle lane.
It's the middle lane because when those red bullets show up, they're gonna be only available to. Oh crap! I was charging up for some reason. They're only gonna be available to whatever color is already there at the time.
Oh,
Right around the corner.
corner shots.
Cover.
This is it.
It's a cover-based shooter.
The match of the ages. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
It's funny, you can control everything around that middle lane and still have trouble there.
Oh, well.
How did
done.
it reflect?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Maybe it was
deflected your
charged?
bullet. No, because I didn't have any red bullets.
Oh wow. So if you fire when it's close enough to you, maybe
Yeah,
it deflects the bullet instead of just stopping it.
Actually beat red
That's
bullets.
insane. You could just have a ping pong match.
That's awesome.
That's awesome, indeed.
Well, so I guess that's about all we got with Inversus. It's super simple, but seriously, get to play this game.
Oh, absolutely.
Meet me online.
Yeah.
On
It
Tinder.
is- I think when we first discovered this game, Nathan approached me and was like, do you want to play a game that perfectly merges strategy with like action or something of that sort, or like
I don't remember
play?
what I said. Yeah.
And I was like, do tell.
That's because if you look on, I actually did just as a experiment. I went online and looked up the current esports games that exist, and not a single
So sad.
like strategy like not necessarily RPG, but like a single strategy game that would involve a tile or board or anything like that. Not a single one exists.
Sad.
And that's because they're so hard and practically impossible to balance. So the closest you have to something like this would be a card game, like
yeah.
Hearthstone. And even then, things get incredibly imbalanced at certain times. So it's I nominate Inversus for esports.
Woo.
Yeah.
Inversus esports 2017.
It's like Go meets what's a top-down shooter? Go meets a top-down shooter.
Any of them, really.
So question of the day?
Oh, we actually already asked the question. I think that do you think that this game could use any additions? Like,
Yeah, like does it need anything else?
does it need anything else?
And if so, what would you add to it?
I challenge you to answer this question.
It's like asking if, like, how would you redesign something like asteroids? Like,
Yeah. There's a lot of things that game could use.
well, that's true. Maybe that's not a good comparison.
Asteroid fans are suddenly angry at me.
It's like Game Design Challenge 101. This is like the first thing I did at school.
Nice.
I have a thought. Well, I'll tell you off when we're done because I don't want to ruin. I want to see what the comments look like.
You can wait
Yeah,
till the
that's fair.
comments, and then after all the comments come in, you can come in like a week later and just blow everybody out of the water.
Be like, what about this?
The video just goes viral, explodes.
Thank you for watching, everyone.
Yeah.
See you next
We'll
time.
see you in the next whatever we play.